Hi there, and welcome to my channel. Today, I kind of want to talk about something a little bit more fun. So I thought I'd talk a little bit and touch base on what it's going to be like or what it is like to travel after you've had weight loss surgery. So we all know that we have different limitations and different dietary needs and different nutrients and all those things and some restrictions. So I guess the question that I've been getting is, how do we go about traveling? What do we do if we want to go on vacation? How do I still meet my dietary needs? All those kinds of things. So, after I've had weight loss surgery. So I'm just going to talk from my experience. We actually ended up going on a cruise back in the fall, which was phenomenal. And we got to do and see things that we had never done before. I really, really planned a lot of the places I wanted to see and things I wanted to eat because I've always been very food oriented. And I really didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to try the different foods in the different countries. Because that was part of the dream I'd always had about visiting these places. So what I did was I really mapped out a good itinerary. And, I kind of looked at it in a little bit of an obsessive way, in a sense. We sailed out of Barcelona. So what I did was I did a lot of YouTube research on places to eat, things to do, secret hidden gems in Barcelona. And then I actually mapped it all out on my Google Maps. And I did a walking map because I knew we wanted to do a lot of walking. Obviously, I wanted to maintain some exercise regime of some sort when we were gone. But frankly, I just didn't really want to spend my 1 or 2 days pre-cruise sitting on a bus riding around the city. I really just wanted to walk and submerge myself into the culture and check out all those things. So what I did was I ended up actually mapping out all of the places that we wanted to try. And then I shuffled them around a little bit so that the intervals between sightseeing, snacking, maybe having a drink, and then sightseeing, snacking, maybe having a drink. There was a good interval between all of them so that when it came to actually being on the ground and walking around, I wasn't in like 4 different places to eat at once or within, 5 to 10 minutes, half an hour of each other. Because I only had a teeny tiny tummy, I spread it all out. So I was still able to go around the city and be able to try all these different things. And we did some walking in between. So it actually worked out really fabulous for us. For me, I would say your number one thing for going traveling is planning. So whether you're a foodie and you still want to try all the cuisine, or whether there's sites you want to see, you definitely have to work on your planning. So that being said, if you're not a foodie and you really just want to see all the sites, you're going to have to plan your snacks, whether you're buying snacks or taking snacks. If you're not adventurous with food and you're not going to try any of the local cuisine, then you definitely want to pack some protein powders, some protein bars, some sort of nutritional substance that's going to help you try your best to meet those goals. So what we also packed was we packed a lot of travel electrolyte packet, and they were super convenient, very cost effective. My husband and I both actually put them in our water bottles every day. And take your vitamins. You're going to want to make sure you take your vitamins with you. And remember to actually take your vitamins when you're on vacation. The reality is, if you're gone for a week and you are sampling foods and you don't get your every single gram of protein in, it's only a week. You can still eat foods and you can still do okay. And then once you get home, get back on track, get back on program and do your best. Don't deprive yourself. That is really an important thing in my mind when it comes to all of this. Do the best you can with what you got, especially when you're traveling. When you do go to restaurants, and this is whether you're traveling or whether you're in town, going to a restaurant for dinner, my rule of thumb in my brain, I tend to stick with proteins and produce. When you're traveling, you can also share with your spouse. We did a lot of tapas, a lot of small plates. And for us, that worked out fantastic because we actually got to try lots of little things over the course of the whole vacation and not feel like we were missing out on any of the things. And for the most part, my husband wasn't feeling super stuffed. The one night the food was so good and I had this amazing dish. And we were like, there's no way we can eat all of this. My husband he he powered through. He finished his entree, and I ate as much seafood as I could out of my cioppino stew, my fish stew, and it was like dynamite. I'm probably going to post a picture up here for you because it was like unbelievable. And so he finished the most of the protein out of my stew, and then we both had dessert. And he definitely overate, and he was like, I am never doing that again. So we went in with a plan for the holiday, and that one night we did not stick to the plan, and he did regret it. As much as we love the food, make a plan and stick with the plan when it comes to ordering out. So the other thing that I loved, I didn't think I was going to love about traveling, was getting ready for travel and getting ready to go on holiday. What I actually turned out I really enjoyed, and it's a new thing for me, is clothes shopping. I don't know about you guys, but I used to really hate clothes shopping. I hated buying clothes. I hated looking at clothes. Nothing ever looked right. I felt frumpy. And now I'm just like, as I discover what looks good on me, and as I discover what my style might actually be, because when you're overweight, you're pretty limited to what they make for your size as your style, I found. I really didn't care about my clothes very much. Whereas now I'm kind of enjoying sort of seeing how things look on me and checking things out. So I did tend to buy an excessive amount of little dresses. So clothes shopping. So plan ahead, figure out what you want, have fun clothes shopping. It's good. Embrace it. It's pretty cool. The other fun, interesting thing is airplane seats. I fit in an airplane seat now with a little bit of space, and it buckles up. Being able to use the bathroom on an airplane comfortably, because they're pretty tight squeeze, and I was always very uncomfortable going into this little tight spot and trying to figure out how to maneuver pants and flushing, all those fun challenges when your being fits inside the box. So something to look forward to is being able to use the airplane washroom. The other thing to plan for, and I did touch briefly on this earlier, was exercise. Plan to exercise, whether you're on a ship, at a hotel, doing those kinds of things, and you want to go to the gym. Take your workout gear, plan to exercise, make it a part of your day. What we ended up doing with our cruise, and we ended up walking over 135 kilometers in the 9 days on land. And that was amazing. I was not exhausted. I was able to do it all. Didn't really get tired. Like, yeah, I was tired at the end of the day, but I wasn't sore. I wasn't complaining. I wasn't, it was a very different experience for me after my surgery than it ever would have been pre-surgery. So that was fantastic. Don't be afraid to plan on walking, and don't be afraid to get out there and try those things that you might have never even considered an option for yourself pre-surgery. Another thing we did when it comes to exercise, friends of ours have a place in the Caribbean, and we had been, the first year I went, wasn't really tracking even gastric bypass. It was pre-decision. And my husband and our friend ended up going to the top of the volcano. The first year, I didn't even consider going up to the top of the volcano. Like, it didn't even occur to me that was something I could do. And then jump to a year later, where I've made this decision to have my gastric bypass, and we go back in January. And I am now 2.5 months post-surgery. And so I attempted the volcano that second year that we went down there. And I got about 3/4 of the way up. And I have a bit of a fear of heights. So I was getting in my head a little bit. It was a bit of a challenge for me mentally, and not used to being able to do those things. Like, at that point, I was pretty early in my game here, and I didn't know what my capabilities were or were going to be. So for various reasons, I got into my head. And even if I made it to the top, how was I going to get to the bottom of the volcano? Because there was no way 2.5 months post-op that my legs were going to carry me. So my second year down there, first attempt, I did not quite make it to the top of the volcano. And that was okay because I made it 3/4 of the way up there. And the year before, I hadn't even considered going up that thing. So this past January, we ended up going back down to visit our friends. And I was determined. I was like, I am going to conquer that volcano this year. I'm going to do it. And we did it. And I'm going to put a picture here of me at the top. And I was having a snack and having a break. But man, did it ever feel good to be able to get to the top of that volcano. And it was absolutely one of the most amazing things I think I have done since my gastric bypass was to be able to make it to the top of that volcano. It was pretty awesome. So travel does not have to be a scary thing. It is absolutely doable. I have absolutely enjoyed the travel that we have done since my surgery, way more than any of the travel we did pre-surgery. You're just physically more comfortable. You know, if you plan ahead, plan where you want to go, plan what you want to see, plan to exercise, plan to have snacks, plan your protein, take your vitamins, you know, with a little planning and some perseverance, you can actually have an amazing, amazing holiday. And I hope you do. I hope you book that trip and I hope you enjoy the shopping and take that picture of your lap in the seat and the belt being buckled and enjoy the food as much as you can. Obviously, everything's good in moderation. It's okay to try new things. You know, be smart, plan ahead, and get out there and exercise, have fun, and maybe go climb your own volcano because it was pretty freaking awesome. I'm not going to lie. Thank you guys so much, and go book your holidays. Thanks.